Good morning, Eve with BlackYard Gardens, and wanted to give you 5 fruits, vegetables, herbs that I would grow that are super easy in Ohio, Zone 6A. I'm assuming if it can grow in Ohio that most of the moderate climates, a little bit above 6A, could probably grow them as well and have a really good harvest. So probably my favorite as far as fruit, because you can just stick it in the ground. You might have to cut off some old canes every other year, and you might have to plant a barrier so it doesn't go everywhere because it's so prolific, is raspberries. Please plant a raspberry. They call it some people call it a raspberry bush. It's a plant to me, or a kind of like a hedge. I could do this whole thing in raspberries, but it goes from about over here. I have one small little blueberry twig in there, but from here to here, raspberries. I have a box that has tomatillos in it, but one of the easiest things to grow, because I mean, you just put the cane in the ground. You can get some organic fruit fertilizer from any of the box stores or whatever, and throw it down early spring, and every day you will be able to come out and pick some juicy raspberries, and they're delicious. The next fruit, so that was number 1. Number 2 would definitely be, please plant a peach tree. A peach tree goes all the way up here, but it's hard to see, but the peaches are pretty prolific. And this tree has only been in the ground for about 3 years. I should be able to harvest them at the end of this month because the season kind of opened early, so I'm assuming I can harvest them early. Typically mid-July is when I would harvest, but I'm feeling like at the end of June I'll be able to harvest those. So 1, raspberries. 2, peach tree. This you do the same way as you do the raspberries. The beginning of spring, go ahead and throw some fruit fertilizer. I like organic fruit fertilizer at the base where the trunk is, at the base of the tree. Spread it around, water it in, and boom. So 1, 2, raspberries and peaches. The next thing that is super like what I would recommend growing is garlic. And you can barely see my garlic right now because I didn't get to plant a lot. But right here is garlic. And I only got to plant a little bit just because of how the season went. But what you do is, usually like on Halloween in Ohio, okay? On Halloween, I would plant this whole bed full of garlic. This year, I only got to plant a few just because of how it worked out. But you take the bulb, you open it up, you put a little section in, and then it'll grow a whole bulb for you. And pretty much all you have to do is come out early spring, spread some bone meal around the bulbs as they start leafing out. You'll be able to tell. That's when you would go ahead and spread the bone meal. And again, that's an organic nutrient that you can get from the big box stores. So raspberries, peaches, and garlic. The next thing that I would recommend as far as easy growing, they're starting to get a little older, right? But I would definitely recommend growing peas. See how full that is? One, I don't know how everybody else is doing, but with my kids, the kids like to come out, open the pea pods up and eat them. So for my family, they will eat the peas And I only try to grow the things, well, I mainly try to grow the things that they will eat. So I have peas over here on this trellis, and they've gotten so tall, they're above the trellis now, right here. And then I have them on this trellis. So you can see some of the flatter ones. I eat the whole pod if it's like a baby pea. But if it's like thicker, I let it get, you know, the peas grow up as much as they can. And then I eat them then. And then I have one section of peas over here as well. And it's kind of like coming over this trellis over here. So, raspberries, peaches, garlic, and peas. And the final thing that I would encourage anybody to grow is the herbs that you quite enjoy and like. I'm going to show you a few herbs because some of them are obviously medicinal, so meaning that they have properties in them that help the body feel better, right? And one of the biggest ones is oregano. And this one, I did not plant the seeds this year. That one came back, okay? So oregano. Over here, I have winter savor. And I planted that about 4 years ago, right in this section. And it's been there. Back here with the little flowers, you can see it right here, is thyme. That's my English thyme. Or it might be called a creeping thyme because like I told you before, I planted it right here. It creeped this way back here into some shade. So it's a little smart plant. And I want to show you one of my favorite herbs. It's just like the one I just showed you. Instead of it being English thyme, it's a lemon or lime thyme. I can't remember which one. But it's so pretty, and it's, gives it a little zest to it, okay? So, please grow a garden. Plant you some of these things. Those are what I would recommend as some of the easier things to grow. And that way you can start a garden and start eating fresh. Just start with little things. You don't have to grow everything like at one time. But it's for good garden therapy or, you know, mental health. You know, come out and work your land. And it's not really hard. You don't have to do that much work. You plant them, and they do mostly everything. Even if I didn't ever put organic fertilizer on them, I'm pretty certain these would grow on their own anyway. But the garlic, the garlic particularly, that bed has, I planted fish in there at the bottom, and different things. So that garden bed has a lot of compost and broke down things, and it has huge worms in there. So I'm not sure that I would have to plant or fertilize it, but I try to because I know it's better for it. Make sure you come out and water it when it's really warm. And I'm saying that not to be condescending, but when I first started about 4 years ago, I put these things in the ground and was like, grow. So, you know, common sense is not everybody's common sense. Now that I've been doing it for some years, it feels like common sense to me. But when I first started doing it, it did not. So make sure you come out, water it, especially if it's warm outside. And like these peas are coming to the end. I'm gonna put some other things in the places that they are. But they still are pretty full. So I'm gonna keep picking them for the next probably 10 days. But thanks guys for stopping by. I just want to show you that we're out here and there are some super easy things to grow. And it doesn't take all your time, and you don't have to know everything about it. You don't have to watch 122 YouTube videos like I did. Garlic, peaches, raspberries, peas, and herbs. Put them in the ground. Watch them grow, guys. Love you guys. Be with BlackYard Gardens. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out.